Have you wandered into the diet section of a library recently? If you have, you'll know it can feel like being dropped into a nutritional jungle with no compass. Keto, vegan, paleo, low fat, high carb, blood type, moon phase. Okay, maybe not that one. But honestly, it would not surprise me if it's in the future. The truth is, every diet promises to be the answer. But if that were true, why are we still all searching? Hi, I'm Kylie, and if you've ever stood in your kitchen counting almonds, shredding kale, and wondering why you're not feeling better, I see you. I've been you. I'm still you some days. I have tried every diet under the sun. Every single one. Some helped a little bit, some made things worse, but the biggest takeaway for me is that for years I blamed myself. I wasn't committed enough. I wasn't strong-willed enough. I just wasn't enough. But here's what I didn't know back then. I didn't know I had lipedema. Now, I've always known I've had a thyroid condition since I was 21. I'm 54 now, just so you know. Doesn't feel great saying that. But lipedema, weight or fat, cannot be lost through diet and exercise. But I didn't know that. And the entire time I was blaming myself for not being all the things that other people seem to be when they lost weight. So between the lipedema and my thyroid, I was a bubbling hormone soup. Is it any wonder none of these diets worked? Some of my most committed diets helped a little for a short time, but as soon as I ate normally, then the weight would come back. What was actually happening, now that I understand lipedema, was that the inflammation was lowering during those times, and when I ate normally, the inflammation came back. I wasn't actually losing lipedema weight, because you can't. But that also explained why I could only lose a certain amount, which was quite small compared to what I had to lose, and could never get much further than that. It was hormones. So all the calorie counting and meal plans in the world were not going to fix what I had going on underneath the surface. When I finally understood that I had lipedema, it was like finally having words for a language my body had been speaking all along. It was not long after that that I decided to do what I always said I wasn't going to do, and have weight loss surgery. Yep, I said I'd never do it. It wasn't for me. I didn't eat enough. That was just for people who couldn't control their hunger in my head. But after learning about lipedema and realizing my body needed all the support it could get, I chose to use that as a tool. And I lost 60 kilos. And while it did help me physically, it wasn't the only answer. The surgery does not fix lipedema weight. The surgery simply removed all weight that was not lipedema related. So I still had lipedema. I still had inflammation if I wasn't careful. And that's when carnivore entered my world. For me, after trialing it, I always recommend trialing everything. Carnivore made sense. Carnivore actually is recommended by the lipedema specialists, or at the very least keto. It made sense to me from a weight loss surgery perspective, because you can only eat such a small amount. I could get so much more bang for my buck with meat than I could with a little bowl of salad. Plus, I just felt good on it. I still do. When I stick to carnivore, I have less swelling. The cuffing around my ankles is hardly evident. I have much lower inflammation. Every now and again, there's still inflammation, but as long as I stick to mostly carnivore, that doesn't seem to appear. And thyroid disease is an inflammatory disease as well as lipedema. So inflammation is going to be something that I have to address for the rest of my life. I notice less pain, less swelling, better energy, better mental clarity. It's not about being on the latest bandwagon. It's about giving my body what it needs, what it can actually use, and removing the things that cause chaos in my body. And look, I'm not here to tell you carnivore is your answer. I'm just here to tell you that it's been my answer currently. I was the plant-based queen for 20 years of my adult life, and I pretty much ate vegetarian most of my growing up life as well. So carnivore is what's working for me. What works for you is what makes you feel good. It's what lowers your inflammation. It's what gives you mental clarity and emotional stability. But you have to be willing to try different things. You have to be willing to get your belief system out of, plants is what's good for us. Plants are really, really easy to market in the respect of they look really pretty on the front of a magazine. A piece of steak, not so much. So we've all grown up being indoctrinated to this idea that plants are great for us. Plants is what's necessary. And for the most part, I would agree with that. But we all are so individual. What works for one person with their issues does not work for another person with their issues. It was a big call for me to change my belief system around being plant-based to becoming carnivore. Huge. But I couldn't deny how good I felt eating this way, and I still do. So the best diet is the one that works for you. How do you figure that out? Let's start with the millions of diets that are out there. They all work for at least one person. But what do they all have in common? They remove the junk. They remove the processed foods, the seed oils, the chemical additives, the preservatives, the numbers, the things that our body does not know what to do with. So instead of asking which diet is going to work for me, maybe it's time to ask, what does your body need? Where does it need help? What is your body telling you? If weight loss surgery seems like an easy way out, let me tell you, it is not. It is not an easy way out by any means, but no change in your health is easy. So instead of asking which diet is best, ask what your body is needing. What help does your body need? What nutrients does your body need for your particular symptoms and your particular issues? And you won't know that overnight. Any change that you need to make, you need to live with for about 2 months to decide whether or not it's something that is helpful to your body or not helpful to your body. You can't do it in a week and go, no, that doesn't work for me. I had headaches, I got the shakes, all the things, because that'll just be a detox process. You really do need around 2 months to decide whether or not a new way of eating is helping your symptoms or not helping your symptoms. Your body deserves the time to adjust, to heal, to detox, to be able to tell you what's really going on. And if you don't see the results you're hoping for in whatever regime you have picked for 2 months, you haven't failed. That's just your body telling you that's not what you need right now. It's your body telling you it's time to try a different path. Look, I know how exhausting it is. I have 30 years of exhausting trials under my belt. I know what it feels like to try and try and try again and fail again and nothing change. But I promise you, your body is not trying to work against you. It's trying to tell you something. It might be trying to tell you that you can't lose this weight because it's lipedema fat. It might be trying to tell you that your hormones need attention to be able to lose the weight. Your body is always trying to communicate with you. And you, yes, you are the only one that's an expert on your body. Please don't place it in the hands of somebody who doesn't walk in your shoes, who doesn't sleep in your mind, who doesn't feel from your heart. Yes, take their advice, but trial it. Trial it for yourself. Feel how it feels for you. Is it sustainable? Can you do this forever? Carnivore has been very much the easy thing for me to continue doing, even when I go off track, because I'm human. So what is that for you? So next time you're finding yourself in front of the books at the library or in front of all the diet books at the bookstore, trying to decide which one's going to work with you, before you make that choice, please sit down and take inventory of your body and understand first what symptoms you are dealing with. And if you're here watching this, I'm willing to bet it's a hormone issue. It's thyroid disease, it's lipedema. It's one of those two things, because that's what I have. So if you're here watching my videos, it's because you either know you have these things or you think you have these things. So maybe it's time to try something that somebody else has tried with these issues and see how it feels for you. Carnivore may not be your answer. Weight loss surgery may not be your answer. You may not be able to do those things, but start with what you know has worked for somebody else in your shoes and then tweak as you go for you. And whether you end up carnivore, keto, paleo, vegan, whatever it is, just make sure it's a diet that makes you feel good, a diet that reduces your inflammation, a diet that keeps your emotional stability strong and your mental clarity sharp. And if you need a starting point, then lipedema, at the very least keto, thyroid disease, at the very least gluten and dairy free. That's your starting point. Tweak from there. And finally, if you want more real talk and less rules, hit the subscribe button, join the family, because I've got you.